And we are live.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the Saturday night live stream for the Game Jam. Not the Saturday night live show. No, for the Game Jam. I hope you all had a wonderful time during the last few days. And we would like to see if any people would like to show off their progress so far, because I'm sure everyone has very
probably
interesting
not
ideas.
everyone in going good condition, but anyway, like if you
Well,
want to,
it doesn't matter as long as there's something
like
to show.
if you have something to show, if you want to, if you want to show something, you can contact us via Discord. We can meet in the Discord channels, and you can show us like maybe in-game footage, some nice character that you've designed,
Yes.
maybe some levels. Feel free yourself.
And if you are here in the room, you can always come up to the table and show us your game. We have some HDMI connectors, so you can show your
I don't
computer
think that
screen.
anyone is listening in the room.
So, but I see there are already some people sitting here. Are you willing to show us what you're working on? Yeah?
Yeah.
Then
Can you come over?
let me. Do we have a video connector? HDMI or
Yes.
HDMI mini?
HDMI.
So let's put this on camera 3.
So I'll probably
Okay, one
want
moment,
to unify outputs.
Okay, so let's see now. Let me come through to you.
So,
Yeah, sure. Let's.
Alright.
Oop.
so
Okay, let's see what you've got.
I'm working on the Tomatillo game.
What does it mean?
Decimation.
Decimation.
You,
Decimatio. Decimatio.
The Roman soldiers, they lost a battle against the Gambertian army. They had to retreat, and their high ups they weren't too pleased, and so the centurion has already been killed, and now they are killing one in every every 10th man in the army.
The game birds are killing the.
No, their own people as punishment.
Poor game birds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, punishment was the topic. You're right.
And that also matches the diversifier about the historical theme.
Oh,
This is something
yes.
the Romans actually did.
Against the game birds.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% historically accurate. So, I already have an early version here on the server. You can actually join if you want to.
I can't use my computer right now because it's streaming. So
I'll share this in my in the Discord chat for the Dimaggio decimation.
so it's a browser game.
It's a browser game,
Nice.
yes. I originally wanted to write something in Godot.
Nice. I like
And
Godot.
I got stuck immediately. So I went with tools I'm more familiar with and just using Apache Wicket and Java on the server, make a simple browser game.
Yes.
Simple,
Well,
yeah.
if you, this is an issue for many game developers. Just do what you are familiar with, what you are comfortable with. You
Yeah.
don't have to squeeze everything into a game engine just because.
Yeah, I actually like to learn new things at the game jams, but maybe I'll try Godot next time with a single-player project. It's probably a better idea
I guess yes.
because the complexity it really grows quite quickly.
But I can really recommend it. It's fun.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Yes,
You're familiar with good. I could just use your help then.
I'm doing a Klagenfurt coding game lab, and from next week on, I will be doing a tutorial on Godot. So feel free to join us.
I would have needed your help yesterday. Well, anyway, now I'm using Apache Wicket, and apparently someone has already started the game. It wasn't me.
Did you start the game without us?
So when the Centurion comes here, that guy dies, and you're actually supposed to be able to navigate here in between turns. I'll try and relaunch it. This actually should be disabled, this button and stuff when the game is running, and the layout and placement is all off right now. But yeah, you can try and shove the column left or right. You're the guy in blue.
Oh, you're in disguise.
It's your own guy. So you should try not to be in this spot, spot number 10. And for bonus points, you can try to get the guy you really don't like, that slightly darker one with the yellow here.
And so he's not controlling the Centurion, or how does it work?
No. The Centurion walks by himself when the round starts, and you just have the option to shove.
Left and right.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. You can try then the entire column is pushed left or right. The other players can try too. And the sum result determines where they go and how far. And the scoring, there should be player names. Right now it's just session IDs. And there are scores. Of course, when you die, you get 0. When you survive, you get 10. When your nemesis dies, you get 30.
Your nemesis, how's nemesis?
Yeah, the guy you don't like.
Okay.
I'll probably need to make him somehow more different from the rest of the troop. There are also still issues with updating the screen and all sorts of things. But yeah, that's basically what I have read about now.
Will you continue tomorrow?
Yeah, of course.
Wow, I would like to see the end result.
I'm hoping that we can, during the presentation, really play this with 10 players.
What's your next plan? What do you want to add to this, or is there any new mechanics or?
Well, obviously there are still lots of glitches and layout things, and the controls are hidden quite well, so that's an issue that I need to deal with. Player names, maybe game session management. Right now the server knows one game session, so if several groups want to play or join, or also once the session is started, no new player can ever join. It's a bit of a problem. So these sorts of things, and of course bugs.
And the game should be multiplayer with other people.
Yeah, that's from the get-go. So it already is, but of course there's still things lacking here.
Should it be 2 players, or is it like
up to 10?
Up to 10. Okay.
Yeah, 10 would be best, because then there's always someone who's going to end up in that spot. So.
Cool. Nice. Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure, my pleasure.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. Let me go through here again.
Yeah, you can disconnect it. I don't. Thanks.
Okay then. So, what have you been working on, Utku? You too.
I was working on, actually, for my homework, to be honest. And we have working on one of our course projects, and waited here for a couple of people to play some game for us, fill some questionnaires and stuff.
Yeah.
And today was a good progress, I think.
Yeah, we've made a great progress today, but we'll see.
So does anyone from our group maybe?
Well,
There's also here.
Oh yeah, you.
We would like to also.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I just thought that maybe someone want to show off the game itself.
yeah,
But-
then we have to go to
But
Fabian.
we can just talk if you want.
Yeah.
So tell me, what have we been working?
Yeah, we are working on a. Yeah, we're on
Yes.
the same team. Yes. Okay, we are working on.
And don't say anything wrong. I will know.
It's a devil's game. I would try.
What? Why is it? Oh, wrong camera. Wrong camera. 1 second. Okay, perfect. You're right. You disconnected. Yes. Okay.
Okay. So our game is a devil's game. The name of the game is Judgment Day. Yeah. In this game, you are the devil, and you're sitting on your desk and waiting for new people coming to hell, and then you have to judge them. At first, they talk their story, what they have done in their life, and if they have done something wrong, you have to judge them badly. You have one ticket to heaven for all 5 people you get, and you have to choose which one gets the ticket and which one will be judged badly.
So one of them will be forgiven
Yeah, but just one
from 5.
from 5.
And for the other ones, you have
You have
various
to-
torture machines that you can choose from.
And you have to choose one of
Yes.
the machines.
Yes.
And,
Only one person per device. So
and we also make statistics. We have a server online. It counts the strength of the machine, like or how hard you judge them, and it gives you a statistic how bad your decision was or how good you are.
or compared how
compared
you are compared to other people.
Yeah.
Yes. I think this will be quite. If people take it seriously, it will be
I hope
quite
so.
interesting.
Yeah, and it's a mixed reality game. We
Yes.
really make videos from real people.
Yes,
and
outside we have a setup with a camera,
green
with a
screen.
green screen, and we try to get as many people as we can from the game jam here to step up in front of the camera and act a little bit for us.
Yes.
Yes.
And we have some stories. They are preset, and the people can read that stories. They will be in the game later. on.
And how is the stories comes from? How are the stories come from?
Most are fantasy, but we have one real story. And it will be interesting to ask if somebody can, if somebody knows what is the real story, you can guess.
The game is kind of confession that you are
Yeah.
as a person to confess what you've done before.
Yeah, right.
Interesting. Yeah. Should I repeat my question or?
Yeah, I guess maybe.
Yeah, I ask if the game is about confessing about the player inside the game, and then
Yeah, right.
yeah, based on that, then the other people will judge. Okay, interesting. And how is the punishment there?
Actually, we don't have the punishment set up already, so
Okay.
I don't know which machines we will have, but we will have tickling for sure with a feather.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the most severe.
Cool.
Besides heaven, of course.
And how about your team? How many members do you have in your team?
Quite many. I think we have 6 or 7 members.
In different rules, probably, right?
Yeah, of course. We have graphics, I think 2 of them. We have 2 programmers.
Okay.
And one sound guy. And
I think it's here, right?
it's here. And he's mixed programming and video.
And that is really cool that I saw the guitars and they really play live here and they record it and
Yeah, and
This
he's
is
really good at
something
guitars, so I'm interested.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see.
maybe we can ask him later too. Also, if he
Yeah.
wants to join us.
Maybe.
And what is your rule? What part do you take?
Actually, I was programming earlier this day. I made the statistics tool,
Okay.
and from now on, I'm making videos.
Okay. You're kind of director,
Yeah, I don't know.
maybe.
The roles are switching. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because I saw you also how to managing the stories and the
Yeah.
people, how to act and what to do.
Yes,
Cool.
I was already acting too. Yeah.
Okay. You're one of the actor as well.
Yeah, I don't know if I will be in the game, but I think so. Yeah.
Okay. It's really
And
interesting.
you too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I think I'm just one part of the, maybe one of the stories. Yeah. Cool. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Looking forward to see
Oh, me
what's
too.
the result. Yeah.
Will be fun.
Yeah. True. Okay. So, do you want to add something, or maybe we can find some other teams?
Well, yeah, actually, there's a lot of people working in here. Today was a very productive day for all the teams. And like there is some team that I know which working on visual novels, and there is a really cool guy brought up his music equipments and produces his own music. It was quite cool. Maybe he wants to join us.
I can ask him. Would you like to join us or tell us something about what you are doing? Be really interesting when seeing your guitar. Okay. Oh yeah, middle of something. Okay. 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 Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. He seems working on the game.
Yeah, they are quite busy.
Thank you.
Here we go. Like, does anyone wants to show something?
Do we have something to show?
I think.
Maybe I can ask this team.
Yeah.
Rachel? Okay, I can just ask them. maybe.
Okay. Okay. So if you're in the stream and you're not in the jam room, you can join us in the Discord if you want to show something. We would love to see what you guys are doing, and we found someone. Hello, Roxy.
Welcome. Yeah, you can have a sit here.
Here?
Yeah, and this is.
Okay.
Hello, Roxy. Welcome to our stream.
Hi. Great to be here.
Thanks. The camera is here. Actually.
I don't know where to look.
Place doesn't matter. You can.
Okay.
How is your project going?
It's going. We actually managed to finish the narrative part already, which is exciting because last time it was finished kind of at the last minute. So yeah, it's nice to actually have a lot of stuff squared off. But we still have a lot of drawings to do. I'm part of the art department, and we have plenty of stuff to do. But yeah, I feel like we still have time, and so far so good.
Can you give us some hint about the storyline? How is the story like?
Okay.
Spoiler.
Yeah, no spoilers. Well, it's basically you're having sort of a collaboration with a narrator. You have to come up with the story, you decide what happens, and the narrator narrates. But the narrator also has a personality of his own, so it's sort of a bit of a back and forth in a way. So yeah, we're hoping to entertain the player with some twists and turns of all sorts. So it's a game about telling a story.
Cool.
basically.
It's
Cool.
like a storyline game. Okay.
Yeah, it is a linear. I mean, should I call it linear though? Because it's got multiple attempts at saying at telling the story. You can also backtrack. There's plenty of stuff. I don't know how to describe
I
it
think
exactly.
like I'm not sure if we can tell the Stanley Parable is a linear game,
Yeah.
but it feels
It-
like Stanley Parable, to be
It,
honest.
it is partially inspired by the Stanley Parable, honestly, because we started with the idea of having a narrator that has their own opinion about the story that we're trying to tell, about our choices, and they could be like, no, fuck that, I don't want to do that. And just being all sassy / sarcastic about stuff. So we just thought that would be a fun thing.
Yeah.
And how much is it done from your project?
Well, I mean, I don't know, I cannot say percentages,
Okay.
but like I said, the script itself is done. We found music, we found the voice, because it's going to be with voice acting.
I think Mary is doing that, right?
Yeah, Maria is
Sound.
doing she found some great music, and
You should be the artist.
yeah, I'm the artist alongside Adriana, who is way more experienced than me, and she's. It's really awesome to actually be with someone who knows what they're doing, and it feels like because even though we have plenty of stuff to draw, it's less overwhelming knowing that I'm not just by myself. It's not just one artist.
Can I ask about your gloves? Is it like
Oh yeah, this glove is used for digital drawing. I have a screen tablet, and it's basically a drawing tablet that I connect it to my laptop, and I can see on the screen of the tablet what I'm drawing. So it feels more direct in a way. I had a regular tablet, a screenless tablet before, and I had this issue with my hand-eye coordination because I had to draw on the tablet and I was looking at the monitor, and I was seeing the results. I was seeing my own brushstrokes on another monitor, so that was a bit difficult to adapt to. So I decided to try it out, and this screen is this glove is when drawing on a screen, so you don't sweat on it, you don't stain it and stuff, just to provide a bit of stability as well, because you lean your hand on the screen while you're drawing, while using the stylus. So yeah, I was excited as well when I first got it. I'm like, ooh, I feel all slightly more professional now. Well, yeah, like because I got this glove with the screen tablet when I bought it. So yeah.
So about the game, what is the punishment in the game?
Well, the theme of punishment is kind of. It's got multiple meanings here. It's
Okay.
so because you're trying to come up with a story, and it also leads to the character in the story being punished in various ways, facing all sorts of challenges. And also, like I said, there are times where you make a choice and the narrator doesn't agree with it, and they can decide to punish the character in some way, like no, that's not what we're doing. We're doing this instead. So that's sort of where the concept of punishment. That's where you can see the concept of punishment first and foremost. It can
I
also be
see.
in other places, because it ended up being like we had moments of reflection as we were thinking it over, and like, oh, there's also this hidden meaning of this thing. So yeah, we're feeling all,
Well, I'm looking
all deep. We're very deep,
It is awesome. I'm looking forward to play it, to be honest.
Yes, I'm looking forward to playing it as well, and for other people to play it as well.
Yeah. Like if you want to show us some designs that you've created and drawings, we would love to see them.
How?
But-
I mean,
Like you can bring your computer in here. We can.
it's kind of
connect
tied
it.
down to the table with cables and
Okay.
stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, but also I'm still sketching and stuff. I'm not going. I'm not quite as far as I would like to. Shh. That's why I'm like pulling an all-nighter, probably. But
hiding from your teammate that you're just back from the track.
yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah. probably you will be there.
Yeah, one way or another. Okay, so
So thank you so much for your time.
thank you for having me.
We would love to see your game tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe on the early day, maybe tomorrow morning we'll have another stream.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
tomorrow
because there's
morning.
the play testing session,
Yeah.
whatever. What's it called?
Yeah, playtesting session.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, the name of the game is The Curse of the Narrator.
Curse of the Narrative. It's cool.
We're excited. This was like the first title we came up with that we used when pitching, and it stuck. So, yay!
That's awesome.
Okay.
So we have another team. Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Yeah, good luck.
Bye.
Thanks. So
You want to
just-
take from here?
Hey, how are you? How was your Saturday?
how was your day?
Yeah, quite productive actually.
Really?
Didn't expect it to go that well. So our game is called the Working Simulator, and the idea is basically that the player is sitting in an office and working some boring tasks, and you can switch the tab on your PC in this office to play a mini game. Currently, we are planning to do Pac-Man
While you're working.
while you're working. Yes. So, and the problem is, your boss is also in the room, and sometimes he comes to you and like looks at your screen and looks what you're doing.
I know that many games or some games of sensitive material have a so-called boss key. So, for example, the B key is sometimes used in games. Not in many games, but sometimes you have a boss key. So when you notice that your boss enters the room, and this is actually real, you hit B and the game minimizes. So
Oh,
in real life, in some games there is a so-called boss key. So when you see that your parents enter the room and you are not supposed to play, or your boss is entering the room, you quickly hit B and the entire game minimizes and is not visible anywhere. And you press B again to bring it up again.
it's
So
quite funny.
yes.
And that's basically our main game mechanic.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. So you need to switch the tabs and try to play this minigame while also trying to work, or at least act like you're working. And about our progress, so basically we have quite a big team. I think we're 6 or 7 people.
Ooh, nice.
And we have like 2 sub-teams. One team is doing a lot of 3D modeling because like the office environment in the game is all in 3D.
What
And you
engine are
can-
you using?
Unity.
Okay.
And you
Game is 3D.
the office part is 3D, and you can like look around and look for your boss. But the mini game and like everything that's on the computer screen is in 2D. So our second sub team is doing this mini game and operating system stuff inside the
Okay.
computer.
And what are you working on? In which part?
I am on the 2D part.
Okay.
So,
Monitor.
yes. So I did like the screen switch, so switching between the working part and the mini game. And for the working part, what I did is I did like some math exercises. So it auto-generates some math exercises, like some simple math exercises, and there is like an input field, and you have to type in the correct answer.
Okay.
How's your progress so far? Whole project?
So our 3D modeling team has done a lot of work, so this scene looks really cool, and I think they're about done with that. And with the 2D game, we're about 70% done maybe, and tomorrow we'll have to like merge these two together. And
Does the game freeze when you minimize it, or does it restart every time you hide from your boss?
it freezes, I think, and when you switch a tab, it continues again. But like if you look around in your office, then the game still runs.
Yes.
So that's the interesting part. You have to like manage looking around and looking for your boss, and also working and playing the game.
And is there a goal, or does it go forever?
So we're planning to let it basically run forever. There is a high score system in the mini game, but there will be some secret ending where there will be like a secret password or something in the office, and it gets revealed after you reach a certain amount of points in the mini game. And then inside the computer, inside the text field where you usually solve the math exercises, you can type in this password, and then it's like some secret ending, like the office burns down or something. The happy ending.
Sounds awesome. Do you think you will be able to finish it by tomorrow?
I think so, yeah.
Yes?
I'm quite confident.
Okay, nice. Looking forward to it.
Yes.
And is it your first game jam or?
The first real game jam.
The first video game.
So the first like game jam in a team and in
Did
the
you do
university.
online game jams before, or did you ever do a physical
So
game jam?
I personally did some online game jams a few years back, but most members of my team are first-time jammers.
Okay. So was it difficult for them to get into the groove, or was it rather easy to introduce them to the procedures of a game jam?
Yeah, it was quite a new experience. So we had quite a lot of setup to do, and it took some time. But I think now we're like in a flow where it works mostly.
Okay, that's very good to hear.
So we have also another team here.
Yes.
Maybe the youngest, or maybe you can also introduce yourself, tell us about your game, and then it will be great. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
By the way, I think you need to talk more to the into the microphone, or be near to the microphone when you talk.
Okay.
Otherwise, it might be too.
Okay.
Switch the place.
You can, yeah.
Come closer.
Yeah. Hi. You can sit there maybe, because we will.
Now
just
we have a
start.
queue.
Yeah. So thank you very much for joining, and this is, as long as it's a physical or in person game jam, we want to also know about your experience. What did you do? How's your project? And tell us about today.
All right, lots of questions. So
This is a camera, but you can also talk to each other. So it's
whatever you prefer, I can talk to the camera or to you.
fine.
Okay. Since I prefer talking to persons, I will talk to you in that case. Yeah, I'm Bernd, but I'm just the coach of the team. The main team is just standing right in front of me. Yeah, sure. Take a seat.
Yeah, have a seat, please. So, is this the youngest team that we have?
I think that's probably the youngest team. At least that's the youngest team for this year's Game Jam. That's for sure. So may I introduce Lilith?
Yeah.
That's my younger daughter in the age of 11 years. Hello. And Joanna, she's 12 years in the moment.
Hello.
So of course it's the first time for them to join a game jam, and it's my second time for a game jam. I have also been participating at the Winter Game Jam last year.
Online.
Where, yeah, that was no hybrid, that was online
Yes.
only in that case.
So was
And
it
we have
different
been
this
working
time?
on a retro game on the Commodore 64. Sorry, what was the question?
Is it very different than you imagined, maybe, or different
Oh, it's
than
a whole
online?
different experience, of course.
Okay.
I mean, I've been waiting for that since I heard that it will be hybrid and will be online and on-site. And I mean, I'm just living right next to the university, so for
Oh.
me and for us, it's perfect. I mean, just look at the time and the young kids. So it's almost 10 o'clock p.m. So they should be in bed normally.
But it's a game jam.
But yeah, it's a game jam, and
It's usually just takes a lot.
they really enjoy it. Yeah, that's the point. And another reason to stay up a little bit longer than usual.
So what about the game?
What
Yeah,
have you
let's
been
talk
working
about
on?
the game.
Have you been working on anything, or were you the manager for your?
Yeah, mainly
Young
I'm the
protagonist.
manager. I try not to intervene too much since it should be their creativity and their idea. It is a game based on an maker tool. It's called the RPGplayground.com. So for anybody who would like to try that, that's a pure browser-based game engine. The name of the game is, and that's German now, Der Fluch des Sapphire, so the curse of the Sapphire. The curse of the Sapphire. Yeah, Sapphire. So nice game, huh? But it's not mine, it's their idea. They got the idea of the whole game jam, which the main topic is punishment. So when I told them it's punishment, they were a little bit, let's say, confused what it is about. But yes, they build a story around that idea. And in the meantime, we have finished already 3 levels, which more or less will be, I think, already enough.
So is it top-down, or is it a top-down game, or how does it look?
Oh, it's an RPG, a role-playing game.
Yeah, I'm top-down from a bird's eye view. Top-down, or
Oh,
is it
yeah,
side-scrolling?
No. So no side-scrolling. It's a top-down.
Okay.
So I wouldn't even call it an isometric view. It's really a top-down view.
Yeah.
Very easy engine. Looks a little bit like Zelda in games like that.
Yes.
The engine itself does not really involve any coding. It just involves scripting. So you can script actions. You can script the dialogues. You can script specific events and behavior, and can manipulate this kind of behavior.
I think those toolkits are really, really good for people who want to get into
Yeah, it's great.
game making.
It's
So
great, really.
I'm
For the
glad
kids,
those,
it was perfect.
I'm glad those tools exist.
Yeah, me too. There are some of them, and for kids, I think that's the perfect entry.
Yes.
Because everything else would just be on a too high level. They're still too young, so they have not been got any experience in coding or whatsoever.
Yes.
But they're getting the idea.
Yes.
Because even the scripting itself already involves an idea of coding, like
Yes.
conditionals. You have to think in sequences,
Yes.
what comes after a specific event has been triggered, and so on.
Yes.
So it's a good entry.
But even it's not necessarily the coding that's always the most important part, but actually making a good, fun experience, and that doesn't necessitate coding necessarily, but actually, working with the game framework to get to know it and to manage it.
They are working with the programming.
Let's say they're familiar with working with a computer.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a computer scientist myself. I've been studying here at the university, so I have it in my genes. They have, especially in the last 2 years, during the pandemic, they had to do a lot of distance learning, of course. So they are quite fit with all the tools, video conferencing, using Microsoft Words, PowerPoint. They're
Very
doing
important
PowerPoints,
skills. Very important skills, yes.
typical skills. But they're really good. Especially Joanna has to do a lot of PowerPoints presentations. She even has been finishing one today. Same for Lilith. So both are, for them it's normal, standard tool set to work with Word files.
I couldn't even
not Excel
imagine.
yet, but
I couldn't
Word
even
and
imagine
PowerPoint.
being 12 and using PowerPoint. That's way above my level when I was that age.
We didn't have that even in our schools back then. Yeah, this slang as I remember.
Well, I think I'm the oldest one here on the table. So
I guess.
I can tell you that we definitely did not have tools like that. But it was the time when it started, where I had the chance to get into coding really early when I was in school, but that was the exception. Usually all the teachers were not really educated in these new topics, were very new to computer science themselves. So they were not really able to teach you any coding. But I had the chance to have a teacher who was really good in that, and we already started coding assembler at that time.
Oh, nice.
Otherwise, I did not only that. I mean, I didn't learn coding in school. I have also to say that. I learned coding because I became part of the retro scene at that time, and I was very much into the old Commodore 64.
Okay.
So my first coding steps were done on these old Commodore computers, and then I got lessons in school, which means in most cases I was more educated than the
Yes.
teacher.
And you had passion probably for it as well. So
Yeah, sure.
So it's not it's not like many people who are forced to endure it against their will in class, but you already
Exactly,
were
it was
passionate.
more or less vice versa. I said I want to do that.
Yes.
My parents had no idea of that. I said,
What are you doing in front of the computer all
well,
the
it
time?
sounds something that might be important in the future. So let the boy do that.
Yes.
Else they might do something bad. And yeah, I mean.
Actually, you made really a nice game back then, right? Like, I think 30 years ago, back we talked about that. Would you like to also talk about that? What you made, or
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Do you maybe want to even show the website for it? We can
Yeah,
we can
that
do a
would be
video
great
stream
if you
for it.
could open the website, which is
Can we use your computer? Okay, then let's connect the
Outrage Game,
HDMI for it.
outragegame.com.
This one. Maybe you can come around here and describe it, and we will switch to camera 3.
I just grab a chair.
Okay then.
Yeah, wonderful.
I already said it before, but this really reminds me of Sylvester Stallone.
what I said also?
So yeah,
Yeah,
you've
that's
seen
very
that.
true. I think it really looks very much like
Is it
Rambo.
inspired from the 80s action heroes, or
Yeah, very much. Because I've not Rambo in that case. The main
Schwarzenegger?
inspiration came from an old Commodore 64 classic game, and that is Hawkeye. And Hawkeye had a very
nice.
similar look and feel. Don't know if you remember that. That was one of the best run and gun games done at that time.
yes?
Created by the Boys Without Brains and published by Talamus. And that was really a milestone in graphics, in sound, and in gameplay.
What's the name of the character?
You are the first asking that question. He does not have any name, I have to admit that. I never thought about the name of the main character. He was just a hero.
Maybe Hero, we can call him.
We can call him hero. There's a story, of course, around Outrage, and we have put that into the manual. But it's a very generic story. It does not tell you any name of the guy himself.
Yes.
It's just about he wakes up, sees that everything around him is destroyed, all his friends are killed. He just finds out there is an alien race landed on Earth. I mean, guess what? And that puts him into rage. He grabs the first gun he can get and runs out and kills everything that comes into his way.
Sounds very similar.
So it's, I'd say, not the most
Sounds very
creative
similar
story.
to Doom, for example.
Yeah.
There we don't.
think we
need
can
a
compare that.
If the genre permits it, you don't need a complicated story. You can just play the game. without-
That's it. I
Yes.
mean, we have to rewind time 30 years back.
Yes.
And you can have a look on the whole story and why it took 30 years when implementation started.
I will definitely.
When I was
read
a
this
young
later.
guy,
I'm very interested.
definitely younger than now, and when until it really and finally got published, because there's one thing that happened in the meantime. When I was young, I was coding around 3 years, 2 years and a half, rather intensely. when I had the time to, and I only had time during the weekends. So I spent all my weekends when I was in that age coding this game.
Yes.
Drawing the graphics, doing all the assembler code, because it's a Commodore 64
So
game.
it's still assembler.
So the only thing you can do is assembler.
What language, programming language did you?
It's assembler. Assembler. So that's really low level, but it was the only chance to do things on the Commodore 64 like that. The Commodore 64 had a BASIC, but no chance to put it into BASIC. So you had to code assembler, which on the other hand was something that was not very documented. So what happened? I was more or less finished. I had 5 levels in mind. I had these 5 levels almost all finished. And in a German magazine called C64er Magazin.
Yes, I know that.
You might remember,
Yes.
yeah, you know it. Has published a challenge of homemade games in their magazine. That one was sponsored.
The magazine.
I have a picture of the magazine. You can even download it, and I have the original at home in paper. Yeah, which I personally had lost, but a friend of mine organized it for me. He bought it from a collection via PayPal. Sorry, not via PayPal, via eBay. Via eBay, sorry, that was via eBay, and he got exactly these 2 magazines. One when that included the announcement of the challenge, and the second one when they announced the winners of the challenge.
And when was it published in the magazine?
That was in the year 1993.
And what was the competition about? Just make a game or?
Just about more or less making a game, yeah.
Okay.
So
How much time did you have for this competition? How long did it run, what to say?
yeah, I think they assumed that the game would already be ready. So it was not something you had to start.
Oh, okay.
So just
basically
something you had to hand in.
Send us in your game.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was just about submissions, no matter how long it took. Not like
So
the conditions we have here, where we have 3
you sent
days
it
to
in
finish something.
and-
Yeah, send it in. The winners were announced, and I was among these winners. I was among the top 3, and it was
one moment. In what year was it?
in the year 1993.
And how long have you been working on the game back then? How
I started in 1990.
3 years.
3 years,
3 years.
almost 3
Oh,
years.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what happened?
Yes. Now
Because
explain
everybody
the
was
other-
always asking,
Explain the other 27 years.
why took it that long then? Well, what happened? The point was that they promised a contract to all those who won the challenge. So I thought I would have a publishing contract with them, but it was at the time when the whole market for the Commodore 64 was already on the decline. So the 8-bit machines got replaced by the 60-bit machines,
Yes.
Megas, STs, and so on.
Yes.
And we had this bad time when this, especially when Böder, who was sponsoring this challenge, decided to stop their Commodore 64 line.
Oh,
And as a consequence to that, they contacted every winner and told them, "We are sorry, we're not going to publish your game."
so how did that make you feel?
Yeah, as you can imagine, that was not the best feeling at all. For me, it was really hard, really hard. So it took me several weeks to come over that mentally,
Yes, I imagine. Yes.
because I was at a peak of emotion,
You are the winner.
falling down to the lowest level you can get. So I was really thinking, throwing everything away for
Yes.
some time. Then I changed my mind because they said, as a replacement for this contract that they would not get, we can choose something from their catalog.
Okay.
So this was their their idea, and as a consequence to that, I ordered the whole catalog. Because they didn't specify what exactly or how much I
They didn't
can
say
order.
you can have one item. They just said
Choose something from the catalog, and I choose something, and that something was all.
so. Did they?
Of course, I never got that, but it felt good. That was the point. But also another consequence was that I was putting, for some time, I put everything into the drawer, closed the drawer and was not looking at it again. Then I got the tip from one of my friends that one publisher might still be interested, so I contacted this one, tried to do it again, but at the end I also got a no from them.
Yeah.
Then again, put everything into the drawer, started my study, almost forgot about Outrage. Then a friend of mine started to create a new website, which was the website from our team, that was Cosmos Designs. If you would like to, we can also open this one, because it's a very nice one. It's Cosmos C64.com. Yeah. .com. Exactly. So that's done by a friend of mine, which I like very much because it's also a tribute to the Commodore 64. As you can see when you open the pop-up window. Yeah, it is.
Is it a fully functioning console? Or?
No.
Okay.
It just looks like.
Now I see.
That's just an animation. But yes, because that's the old website, it includes some Flash scripting and which is not functional anymore since the browsers blocked Flash. And we had an emulator for Commodore 64 running in Flash. You could even play some of the games that we have included.
I'm really glad that emulation exists. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to play so many treasures from the past.
That's right. You can have a look on the output section, where you will find out that Cosmos Designs was really active at that time.
So it was
where I was the exception here. I just made one game.
Yeah, I was about to ask how many people did all these projects.
The main part of these games have been done by Hannes Sommer, who is also from Corinthia, by the way.
Oh, nice.
My best greetings. I just had a phone call with him about half an hour ago. He's sitting in the US at the moment, but he was incredibly active. And another guy who is Arnold, also from Corinthia, living in Vienna now. So best greetings to Arnold if he's happening to watch this stream. He was mainly doing graphics. He was contributing a lot to these games.
Yes.
And the brother of Hannes, who is Karl Sommer, or nickname MacLord, did a lot of the sounds and the sound composing.
Hannes MacLeod?
His name is Karl Sommer, and his nickname is MacLord, and he has done a lot of the sounds and musics that were part of the demos and the games. So
recently I saw in the website that you made some changes last year, I guess 2020, right?
Yeah, 2020 was the year when we finally published the game. That's the point. So as I said, it was in the drawer for a long time.
Yes.
But it was also part of a website called Games That Weren't. So all these games that were published somehow, but never got published by a publisher.
So ready,
and there are still a lot of titles on this list.
Yes.
So just you can have a look on that too if you want to. Point is that a German group called Protovision, which is still very active, and it's one of the actual publishers of Outrage, found out that Outrage might still exist. So they contacted me, this really years ago, via IRC. You might remind this old chat tool.
Nightmare.
The nightmare, yeah. But this is where we had our first conversation. And it took some time, but then they proposed that if I provide them the source code, they will finish it. And which I did. I made a contract with them and said, if you are able to publish it within the next 2 or 3 years, you will have the exclusive rights on Outrage.
Yes.
Which sounds a long time, but it turned out to be a short time for them because nothing happened between in this time.
Nothing.
I wouldn't
at all?
say nothing. I think nothing. That's a bit harsh, and they tried. The point is, like many of these guys, they are all limited in resources.
Yes.
Most of them are just doing that in their leisure time, and they have families, like we all have. So, and as I said, it was all done in assembler code, so documentation did not really exist, and I did not have any documentation.
Reading another
anymore.
person's code nowadays is already hard enough.
Yeah,
And back then,
reading old assembler
oh,
code on a Commodore 64, good luck, my friend. So I think that was definitely one of the main blockers. Yes, a lot of the graphics were done, but it still had bugs and had some severe bugs.
Yes.
And I think some things might have gone wrong because it took that long when we took these old Commodore 64 floppies, like the ones
Yes.
lying on the table outside.
Yes.
You might have seen that.
Our
That's the
film
material
set.
we worked
Yes.
with. And until they got converted into PC readable format. So you can open it in an emulator.
Yes.
So I think some of the bugs that we found out later on might be caused by this process. Just a
Yes.
wild guess, yeah. But nevertheless, it took long. After almost 5 to 6 years, we said, when I say we, it's mainly Arnold and me, because Arnold was always the one who supported me so much. He's the one who's done this kind of website here. And he was the one pushing me to continue on that. I think without him, I might not have succeeded to come to that point. So
Sometimes we need support.
yeah, sometimes you
developers,
really
yes.
need good friends that push you. Sometimes that's totally
And we
essential.
always see in games special thanks to our many families who supported us through our
Yeah,
hardships and hard times.
yeah, same is true.
So
Yeah.
thank you for everyone who supports their developer partners.
Thanks, Ilse. Thanks to my wife who has not called me yet, but I'm just looking at the time that we have now, and I might be in troubles when I'm returning home. Whatever.
For
Just-
education purposes.
Exactly. It's all for the youth. Right. So what happened? We tried to change the team. That's why we got in contact with the guys from Cytronic. This is an Australia team,
Yes.
and they tried to do the same, but with the same result. They also failed.
Taking your source code. and
Taking the
trying
source
to-
codes, going through it, polishing it, getting rid of the bugs. But their main problem was also lack of resources. At the end of the day, they just did not have the resources, and their main developer was running into some personal problems. So he was also not able to finish it.
Yes.
So another 5 years to 6 years went by, and then we were thinking about again rearranging the team, moving forward to another one. I got in contact with a guy from Italy. They showed interest to do the same, and then Protovision and Psytronic united their forces because they have done that for some other games too. And then it happened. In a rather, let's say, this happened in the year of 2018, and within 2 years, almost everything was done. So they got rid of the bugs. We could polish the game. We had box designs. We even had 2 different box designs, which is very unusual.
So
Most
you were
games have
selling it,
one.
or?
Yeah, it's sold now.
Nice.
If we just return back to the Outrage website,
I hope
There-
it's okay for Matthias that we might show it.
yeah, we will. Yeah, it's sorry. This is becoming a
one
bit
moment.
marketing now.
One moment. Why is go to 3? Why are they not showing 2?
And yes, you of course will find the whole story on the website, so everything I've told you
Okay.
can be read here. So yeah, that's already the end of the page, but you will find the images of the boxes at the beginning. And we got hand-drawn images, we designed the manual, and all the drawings were happening at that time.
Nice.
From 2 different artists, which is also something very unusual. But
One for the
Protovision
book.
had their guys, and Psytronic had their friends who were doing that. So we have something that's very uncommon. We have 2 totally different collector edition boxes for a game. But it's the same game.
So do you need an emulator to play it, or how does it work?
No, not really. I mean, you can buy the cartridge version. That's something you just can plug into the Commodore 64. It
Interior
means that's original hardware. You always get the download version, which is a D64 file, so an image file for Commodore 64,
For an
which you
emulator.
can
Yes. Okay.
play in your emulator. We also have an original floppy version, a disk version. Yeah, the
Does
original.
anyone have floppies
For
today?
those, yeah. You wouldn't believe how strong the Commodore 64 scene is. Because there is a database, the Commodore 64 database, that is tracking all the publications that are done during the year. Of course, does not only include games, it also includes Betsky graphics and that stuff. But you will find out that the curve is going up year per year.
Ooh, nice.
Incredible. But I mean,
I love it that this technology is not forgotten. That it
It's
doesn't
definitely
fade
not
into
forgotten.
obscurity, but
the fan base is huge.
Yes.
And the more I get into that, because I'm having interviews with magazines and podcasts and videos and all that stuff, I got contacted by so many guys, and hey, there are still magazines that are fully dedicated to the Commodore 64 only. Only this base, and they are publishing on a monthly base. And it's not only one, there are many of them.
yes.
I mean, if you would like to, I've made the Outrageous Chronicle, which is collecting all the publications around Outrage. You can, if you just scroll down to the end of the page, you will find the link. Or also in between, here's also the Outrageous Chronicle. And this is just the collection about, of course, all the nominations where we have been part of any Game of the Year challenges. Then numerous videos that have been published on YouTube, podcasts, and just scroll down here. Some of the videos, these are the good ones, and even more you will find on YouTube. Lots of reviews and articles that have been published online, and lots of articles and reviews that are that have been published on print magazines. And here you will find a list of all those, and it's still not the final one. There's still more to come. I have to prepare 2 more interviews in the next weeks. So yes, you get an idea how active the scene is and
That's
what
really
happened in the
cool.
meantime.
Did you also make any other games than this recently or in game jams?
As a matter of fact, that's the only game I made.
Okay.
Everything else, I would not count this. I made smaller games with.
Comparing to this, but
That's a really huge project.
yes.
Of course, I made a lot of smaller games when I was young, also using BASIC and other programming languages. That's the one I would consider a real game. The rest
Okay.
is playing around with it, let's put it that way.
But did you collect them in somewhere, or are they still available in some servers? Did you put it online? Your games?
These games,
previously?
no, since this is definitely years ago. That was at a time when I did not have the possibilities to publish something. Now I don't have the source code anymore.
Okay.
That's why I need to coach my kids. Maybe they will do Outrage too.
Okay.
Hopefully it does not take another 30 years, which means I would maybe not see it. But yes, there are also some other games done by Cosmos Designs that were not published, that were not finished yet. There are still some titles in the drawer that maybe we will find someone, maybe our guys from Protovision or Psytronic will do it. But I have to talk to Hannes because he forgot where he has the source codes. He's thinking he might have it somewhere, but he has lots of boxes and stuff in the cellar, and he needs to find it first.
Okay. And is this your first game jam that you are participating?
No, it's the second one. The second one, yeah. I've participating in the Winter Game Jam last year,
one. Okay.
But it's my first on-site experience together with you guys, which is really awesome. I loved it.
Yeah. What's your feeling about to be in person and making the game with the teams or just physical?
I very much enjoyed the experience last year when I was really taking part in one team, which was a retro a team, also doing a RPG game, by the way, on the Commodore 64. I just did some graphics, so my part was, compared to their workload, rather small.
Right.
But it might be the one who was most visible, because you see it was the title graphic for the game. The name of the game is Boxed Away, and some people were even requesting if they could get this image on a T-shirt.
Oh, okay.
Because they loved it that much. But I like the experience. I like the enthusiasm of the team. It was also a team together with some other kids.
Okay.
This is where the idea arose from, to do it with my kids, to bring them in. Because I said, kids do it, and they love it, and they are so much motivated, and their creativity is there, so let's do it. And I asked my kids, and they said, oh, okay, why not? Let's see. Then I gave them the tool, just to gain first experiences, and maybe you can count that as another game,
Okay.
but it's just has one level, and that was just for learning purposes. For me, it was just for learning purposes to do it, but also to show to the kids what you can achieve, more or less with a few clicks.
Okay.
This is where the idea came from.
Okay. Thank you very much. It was really nice to have you.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you. I will
for
definitely
your
look this up.
organization.
I want to read it, your page later when I'm home.
Yes, one last thing.
Yes?
If it's okay to mention that, because it's something very personal and something I'm still working on, because the whole Outrage story is not fully finished yet.
Oh,
Because there's one aspect in this whole story I still need to work on.
the name for the protagonist?
the name for the hero, yeah. Thanks for the hint. I need to work on that too, so that might be the second one on the list then. No, the point is we found out that it might be the game with the longest development time.
Oh,
Because the official record holder
yes,
in the Guinness Book of Records
yes.
is Duke Nukem Forever.
I just wanted to say, Duke Nukem Forever was like 15 years?
15 years.
Yes.
Yeah, so the
Yes.
official record is
And
15
you
years.
doubled it.
And we doubled it. And we had that in mind when we were close to publishing it.
Yes.
It was the first time we thought, hey, have you ever checked? Let's see what the Guinness Book of Records says about it. And then we said, hey, just 15 years? That's nothing. Let's wait. We are publishing it, collecting some more proof, collecting some more buzz from the scene and articles and that stuff and press coverage, and then we hand in the Guinness Book of Records.
So now everyone knows the game with the longest development hell goes to Outrageous.
Yes. You will find the story on the page. nothing we need to look at immediately. Just one thing, the story is not over, but because we handed in. But the problem is, and now you already guess what the end result is at the moment, that this is kind of a historical record. Any Guinness Book of Records obviously does not handle any historical records anymore.
Oh.
So after I handed in, I had to wait 6 weeks minimum. You can pay for it if you would like to speed that up. And after the 6 weeks, I just got a short answer. You will also find it on the website, telling me that this kind of historical records is not handled anymore by them.
Oh.
Unless this is supported by an institution. Whatever the institution is, because they did not define what it exactly means.
Okay.
But I definitely need help for that. So I'm looking at the moment for this kind of institutions, because maybe at the end of the day we can go this last mile, because that would be
So
awesome.
you heard it here. We might have a record holder, world record holder here. At
So
the
if Game
Klagenfurt
Jam can be considered an institution, I'm here at the right address. But let's see, maybe this helps,
Yes, I hope so.
because it's getting more official. I'm also trying to get in touch with some other institutions too.
Yes.
I will also be on the Level Up fair in Salzburg, which is taking place in July.
Yes.
And officially also talk about Outrage and the whole thing. And I'm also in contact not only with the game study institution here, also with the one at the Krems University. They also have game studies there. Maybe together we can join all the forces and at the end of the day have some impact on the opinion of the Guinness Book of Records if this kind of official and historical record maybe finally is recognized. That would be
I wish you the best
really
of luck.
polish
Really
up the whole
support
story.
this. Thank you very much for sharing your story. It's
Thank you guys
I
for
love
this
the passion
opportunity.
behind it, never giving up. This is really, really
Yeah,
nice.
I think that's the main
Yes.
Never give up.
the main message of this story.
Yes.
Never give up, guys.
Okay.
Never give up, kids. We're going to publish tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your
Okay then.
Sure. Thank you for your time.
I guess also that we are done for today with this Saturday night live stream. I'm not sure if anyone is still listening. We will quickly check.
Thank you very much. And tomorrow we have another.
Yes. And tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock we will have another breakfast stream. Oh God, I have to get up so early. No
Is it
sleep.
the same time, 10 a.m.? or
No, this time we are doing it at 10, not at 9. We will do it at 10.
10. Okay.
And
Probably this tonight will be the crunch time for the teams.
yes, so I hope you all had a lot of fun during this stream, and I hope that you will be able to hand in your projects tomorrow. I would love to see
Hopefully.
your results. The submission stream or the submission deadline is at 4 p.m. Don't forget to register at itch.io and upload your game there. Otherwise, I hope you all will have a productive night and hope to see you.
And don't push yourself.
Yes, of course.
Just take a sleep
Yes.
and have fun. Don't push yourself. Don't put yourself in the crunch time. So just enjoy it.
Yes. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.